Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to another episode of Second Home. Today's program is all about celebrating talent, various different talents. We have for you authors, poets, music composers, and singers, all from the Bengali community here in Kuwait. We also have a very special interview from a Kuwaiti lady who is also the founder of Coexistence here in Kuwait. So stay with us. I'm extremely pleased to introduce to all of you Nejoud Al Yagoot, a poet and author and the founder of Coexistence here in Kuwait. Welcome to our show.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's an honor to have you. What the kind of work you've done, we're so honored to have you here. Poetry, that was your first step. How did you first know that you could write? When was the first time you wrote a poetry?
I don't really remember, but I think I was around 13 years old, and it came naturally. I don't know the process that was involved, which is why I always say that, you know, it's something that comes through you, and I keep reiterating that over and over again, so as not to take credit for anything that's coming out of me.
That's very humble of you. So you were born here in Kuwait, brought up, and your upbringing was here in Kuwait?
Well, I was born in Kuwait, and at 2 months of age, we moved to Beijing.
Ah, okay.
And then, you know, the rest is history. We moved around quite a bit.
Beijing, interesting. Tell me more.
I don't remember. I was like really young.
Okay.
So
poetry, and you've written around 7 books on poetry?
yes.
Wow.
Yes.
About poetry. Okay.
Yes.
And then you decided to move to essays.
Yes.
Why was that?
I've always written essays. I just never published them before. And I reached a point this summer where I could no longer write poems. 1 line would come out, 2 lines would come out, and then I just let it be. And I realized that I had accumulated a lot of essays in the last couple of years, so this would be a great time to just publish the essays and leave the poetry be.
Right.
For now.
For now. It could come back, yes, you never
yes.
know. But I had the opportunity to do a sneak peek in your book here, Arising Here Now. What a powerful title. And I glimpsed through some of the ones, and one that particularly caught my attention was Why I Wouldn't Protest Trump. I'm extremely curious. Tell us more about that essay.
Well, I've been venturing into spirituality and the concept of awakening, and I realized that all the angels and demons are within us, and so when we tap deep into the collective, as Carl Jung would say, the shadow self, it becomes very difficult to judge what's happening on the outside. We merely see others as manifestations, and all of us are brothers and sisters. And as Ram Dass would say, we're all here to walk each other home.
Wow.
So it almost felt like this is just a projection of our collective shadow. So how can we judge something that is us in essence?
Wow, that's really profound. I'll have to take a minute to absorb what I just heard. That was really nice. But for a layman, how would this layman work around this philosophy? Because I'm trying to think, we see all these atrocities happening in the world around us. How do we reconcile, and how do we say, okay, this is all that's going to happen? How do you feel serene and calm about that?
We need to heal collectively, and it will only arise here and now when we focus on what's happening within us, not without. And this is why for eons the world has been focusing all its attention outside, you know, and this is why we go to war, because we're projecting everything on the outside. But can you imagine the power when each individual starts to go inwards? You won't even have time for war or killing, because you're so consumed in what's happening in the inner world.
Right, I see what you mean. That's so true, because you're taking time to reflect, and profound thoughts can come out of that, just like I think you've been doing that. I'm sure you have in your daily routine, you have meditation in your somewhere in your daily routine, right?
I'm not very disciplined when it comes to rituals. However, I do consider that our daily activities are meditation. What we're doing right now is meditation.
Right.
You know, it's contemplating and having a very profound discussion. It's a form of meditation.
I see what
And being aware of the voice in the head while this is happening.
Now, I love all of the things that you've written, and we probably don't have enough time to cover everything, but we'd love to. And people would get this book online, you say? We would probably not get it in stores, but you could order it online. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. And definitely something I'd recommend to everybody. You have a chapter in here, Musings on Music.
Yes.
Very interesting again. But yes, so what was the idea behind Coexistence, and how long ago did you, how long ago was it established?
In January of 2017. So yeah, Coexist Kuwait's a baby. Okay. Still.
Any message you'd like to give out to your audience before we say bye? Something what you believe in, or you think the world needs? The floor is yours.
The floor is mine, yeah. I'm not really good with conveying messages, so I mean, it's usually something that comes through me without me, you know. But for your sake, I will just reiterate to, not just at the Coexist Kuwait concerts, but just generally, we could try for a couple of hours a day to just leave everything, let everything go, and listen to people. And it's not just about agreeing to disagree, it's about really listening.
I like that. It's a message I'm taking back home, and I hope our viewers take this lesson back home.
And the lesson goes to me first and foremost.
You too. And I hope we live up to this, and the calm and serene right now, what I'm feeling here.
I'm feeling it too. I don't know what you've done to me, but this is incredible.
It is. Thank you so much for sharing your views. I think this is a treasure for our audience. Thank you. It was lovely having you.
Thank you. Thank you.
We are now in conversation with Subhashish Bhattacharya, a man of many talents, which you will find out as we welcome him on our show. Welcome to our show.
Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to have you, and I hear you have so many various different talents. I don't know which to talk about first, but let's pick your music composition.
All thanks to, first of all, to Kuwait, the country as a whole, because it gives immense opportunity for anybody who comes over here who can strike a balance between the work and life.
Right.
And I'm privileged to have this honor or facility here in Kuwait. So I started.
You've been in Kuwait?
Yes, I have been in Kuwait for like 10 years now.
10 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
And music actually runs in my family. Both my parents are in music. I mean, my father was a musician, my mother is a musician. My wife is also a music teacher here in Indian school. Yeah. But I never knew that music is something which I could really explore here. It all started with, home shows and things like that, and then gradually I graduated to the stage shows. And then suddenly I thought that why not compose music, because it runs in my veins. So I tried out something, and very recently I had gone to Mumbai to get one of my compositions sung by Abhijit Bhattacharya, the legend of Bollywood.
Singer, of course.
And we had a festival, Durga Puja, very recently, and he had sung one song for us, and which was played. I was so happy that in Dubai, in India, back in India, in Calcutta and other cities, so I could hear on TV those songs were played, and it was like, amazing.
It's a proud moment.
Yes, it is, yeah.
So how do you get the inspiration for this composition? Is it when do you dream about it, you wake up and you have the composition, or is it a lot of hard work that you do?
Yes, there is an element of hard work in this, because music is something that once you start composing, by default some of the tunes will come into your mind which is already existing, because never know, there are millions of songs already in the air.
Right.
So to strike a chord between the new ones which you have to compose is a difficult task, yes. But just because it's inside me, so I thought like I must give it a try. And then I started. So it doesn't happen that in one shot you will have the full song ready.
Right.
So sometimes I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and some tunes strike my mind. I just keep the notations ready, and I ask my wife, because I can't play any musical instrument, so she plays in the keyboard. And then I test it musically how it sounds. So that way it happens, yes.
Wow, that's a great partnership right there.
Yeah, so yeah.
I hear you've also producing a movie?
I already produced last year one Bengali movie,
okay,
and with the legendary actor Mr. Soumitra Chatterjee and all that. And it had hit the box office last year, June. And yeah, it was pretty well, yes. And apart from that Bengali film, I had produced 2 short films also in Hindi, one of which was selected for the Dada Saheb Phalke Award also.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
but we didn't win the award, but then nomination itself is an achievement. Yeah.
In that category.
So that was also a very decent subject, and one of the promising lady in Calcutta, Khayali Das, she had directed the film.
I see.
Yeah.
So do you get to decide who's going to direct the movie? Because you did have a role in the screenplay as well, right? Or the
no,
script?
story. The story. Yeah.
So do you then get to pick your director, or how does that work?
Yeah, actually I googled out who the promising directors in Bengal, and I found 3 of them, and it so happened that I contacted all 3 of them and I asked them who can meet me in the airport while I was traveling back to Kuwait.
Okay.
That I was just trying to test the seriousness of these guys.
Right.
And then it so happened like the guy who actually directed my movie, he just appeared in no time, and then we had a just quick conversation in the airport, and then we just
wow. When
locked
things have
it.
to happen, they just happen.
It just
right?
happens, yeah, like that, yeah.
I believe you're doing a couple of shows here in Kuwait, and you mentioned that these shows generate some revenue.
Yes, what I actually do is, see, apart from my profession where I work, this is something which I drive my passion, and out of my passion I keep singing on stage shows. Whenever there is any celebrity from Bollywood, they come, I get an opportunity with these kind of local organizers, and then I sing their song as a filler. And then whatever remuneration or money I get from there, I donate it to charity for cancer patients in India. Yeah,
it's very profound.
Yeah.
Giving back is
yes,
important.
paying back to the society is something which gives me immense pleasure.
Right.
Yeah.
Why did you choose the cancer hospital?
That's because my father expired. He died of cancer, and that was the tragedy. And then I felt that whatever little I could do to pay back to my society, I will do that, especially in this field.
So we've covered, I believe we've covered the music composer part in you, we've covered the producer, we've covered the profession that you do. I believe you work with
Al Yagoot Group.
Al Yagoot Group,
yes. As the business head for supply chain and manufacturing.
There you go. So we've covered that. I'm just thinking of the number of various hats you're wearing throughout the day, and how do you move from one role to the other, and how do you make time to do all these different various things?
As I say that, like when I'm back home in the evening, I have only one thing, that is music and music. I don't focus in any other things unless there is something emergency back in the office.
Right.
So I just keep doing these things. And I'm fond of singing, so I have given playback in Bengali movies also.
Wow.
So that is something.
How's that experience been? You had to fly back to Bengal for
Yes,
these?
indeed, yes. I mean, I was called and I went to the studio directly, from the airport, because I have got only 2 days off in a week, so I have to land there and quickly record the song and then come back to Kuwait and join my profession.
Wow,
Yeah.
quite an interesting life you've made out here in Kuwait.
Try to be, because I think that Kuwait gives that opportunity. It is something which exactly gives anybody or everybody an opportunity to strike the right balance between the work life and the personal life or your passion or whatever you call it. Like back in India, this is a dream. I was there working for 17 years and I never thought of that I'd be able to make a movie or to sing a song or to compose music or to even write a story. So it is really, really amazing.
Yeah, life could be stressful there.
Yes, indeed.
But I really enjoyed all the different things that you just mentioned. Writing a story, how does that come about? Do you intend to write more stories? Did you like doing
Yes,
that?
what I do is I believe that I am a great observer. Whatever I observe in this society, like even if I am sitting here and I can observe that many people are there, and I can just pick any subject and start writing there. Yeah, so that gives an inner kick for me. That it's interesting to pick any subject which is prevailing, rather than going to any historic epic or something like that. Pick something from what is happening today and start writing. Yeah. All you need is a peace of mind, which is very, very essential for any creative work.
Right.
And that's why I choose these times, like maybe midnight or early morning and things like that, when you are absolutely in peace of mind and no disturbances, no noises. So you can start your pen and you can start writing there.
Yes, absolutely. You do need that peace of mind.
Yes.
Creative professions require
Right.
that. Is there a message you'd like to give to our audience today?
Yes, I would like to give a message to all my fellow citizens or anybody, any expat for that matter. I think Kuwait it's a land of opportunity, and it's a blessed land which gives enormous opportunity to any people, any walks of life, to pursue their passion or any other creative work, or for that matter any work other than their own profession. So this is something which is very unique, which I haven't found elsewhere. So this is something which is very unique of this country, and I'm really grateful to God and to this country to have given this opportunity to me to explore my talents as far as possible. And I'm still on the way of exploring.
The journey never ends.
So to add one more thing, what I would like to mention out here is that I have been into the show of Hala Kuwait very recently, and
that's
also
on Kuwait TV.
Yes, in Kuwait TV, and also in Kuwait Radio. So all these things, they were really, really a dream for me, which this country is making possible. And I have to mention the name of Rachanadi. I call her Rachanadi, and she is just amazing. She picks up all the talents from all the walks of the society, and then she arranges all these things, which is amazing.
It is.
Yeah? Yes.
I love your message. So for our audience, remember what he said. Go look out for your dream. If you haven't found one, there is one. So take some time, find what your dream is, and go for it. Allow me to introduce to you Deepa Gupta, a stage artist, actress, performer, and who's done many dramas in Bengali. Welcome to our show.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. How long have you been in Kuwait?
I'm here for last 18 years.
18 years, mashallah, that's a long time. I'm sure you like Kuwait then.
Yes, very much. And the Kuwait is a very supportive and beautiful country. And we are here away from our home, but we never feel so.
That's true.
Not only that, it's very supportive. Kuwait has supported us to do our culture and our program, cultural program like that.
And you mentioned that away from home, and the name of our program is Second Home, which is about showing how different nationalities feel so at home being in Kuwait, which is true for so many expats that are living in Kuwait. They embrace Kuwait, and Kuwait has embraced them, and you know, we've ended up making Kuwait our home, really.
Exactly. So. You can tell me that, I can tell you that it is like our second home.
Yes. Tell us about your cultural programs that you do. How did you start doing those programs?
Actually, in childhood, I participated in school and neighborhood stage shows. Here I found in Kuwait, it is the same cultural program and atmosphere is there.
Right.
So, and I have very intense passion about those, so I came in.
Wow, that's great. I'm so happy that I get to meet all these people who were able to follow their passion, their dream. And just like you rightly said, Kuwait allows them this work-life balance where you can take time out away from what you do and follow your passion, which is acting on stage. Do tell us about the dance dramas that you do on stage.
Most of the dance dramas are all of the Bengali great Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore.
I see.
They are like Shama, Chitrangada, Mar Khela, etc. Tasher Desh.
So when you're talking about dance drama, is this a lot of performance on stage together, or are you the only one? Is it a solo performance or many people?
No. It's a dramas. No, it's just like dramas.
So you have many
there are so many participants. There different characters and so many characters, and
I see.
It's a.
So do you
like
also do the regular dramas, which are not the dance dramas, in which there is dialogue, conversation? Do you do that as well?
Yeah. I did it.
Right.
Actually, here in Kuwait, I have started in dramas for the first time in Kuwait.
Okay.
And thanks to our renowned director, Mr. Nejoud Al for selecting me.
Okay.
And I have acted in lead roles in Bengali plays like Ebong Indrajit, Rakto Korbi, Bagla Ghora, Shesh Rokha.
Wow.
So many.
You have some great names to your credit. What do you enjoy more, the dance drama or the dialogue drama?
It depends. It depends. Actually, both. Actually, both.
And I believe there is this, a rush, an adrenaline rush when you're on stage, and at the end when the curtain finally raises and everyone's, applauding for your acting. How does it feel?
It's that time I couldn't express myself. It's really a huge. It's a good experience.
When the audience, you get this live, which is what I think stage
it's
performers
like dream.
get. Yeah, which is what I think stage performers get, and people who do films don't get that, because this is an instant reaction. Here you've acted. At the end of your play, you get your gratification. So it's immediate gratification.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So you enjoy that.
Really, I enjoy that.
In Kuwait, you've been for 18 years now. So when did you first start acting on your stage?
I have started dance drama the first. Then I do.
Then you did this. How long does it take for you to rehearse for a play? Do you start rehearsing 6 months in advance, 1 month?
No, not 6 months, but not less than 3-4 months.
3-4 months.
It takes time.
It takes time, yeah. Especially because you have to memorize the dialogues.
Yes, and not only that, everybody is very much busy with their own schedule, no?
Absolutely.
Then we have to get time within that busy schedule, and then we.
Right, because this is not your full-time profession. This
Exactly.
is something you're doing other than that.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's so true. But great, kudos to what you're doing. You're an inspiration for people who aspire to do something and follow their dream. I hope looking at you, a lot of our audience will also go and search towards wanting to fulfill their dreams. Thank you so much for talking to us.
And thank you KTV for selecting me to give me this opportunity.
This brings us to the end of this program. We hope you've enjoyed this journey. There's lots more, so stay with us until next week. From the team of Kuwait TV2, stay blessed.